I've never been a fan of the I'm super powerful, but I'm also an extreme coward trope in anime. You know, that character that's somehow one of the most important and most powerful people in their entire universe, but still lacks basic confidence skills, that guy. And this trope didn't really bother me until it came to one character in specific. He has overpowered abilities. He's one of the strongest people in the entire verse. And he's just everything you could want inside of a side character. This character just lacks so much basic confidence and bravery that it honestly makes his character annoying and just honestly hard to watch. And as you can tell by the thumbnail, that character is Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. Seeing so many Zenitsu cosplayers online and hearing so many great things about this show and his character, I thought he would for sure be a character that I would fall in love with. Without ever seeing the anime, I mean, I knew the basics about him. I knew he had a lightning breathing technique. I knew he was insanely overpowered when he was asleep. And I knew the one thing I wasn't gonna like is that he was really a simp. Even knowing he was a coward and simp, I still had high hopes going into the show, thinking he would be one of my favorite characters and one of the most enjoyable people to see on the screen. And after completing season 1 and 2 of Demon Slayer, everything I thought about Zenitsu was absolutely correct. But then why for some reason did I still find myself hating this character more than any other character? Zenitsu takes the coward trope to a whole nother level. Zenitsu was blessed with the opportunity to train under a former Hashira and learn thunder breathing, but let's go into what did he actually learn from his training. He learned one breathing form and nothing else. He didn't learn to be confident and brave. He didn't learn to even kill demons. So I'm confused, how did he manage to even join the Demon Slayer Corps? Let's be realistic, would you want Zenitsu to be the Demon Slayer sent to save you if you needed one? Seeing the links people like Tanjiro, Rengoku, and Tengen are all willing to go to, Zenitsu has none of those redeeming qualities that would ever want me for him to come save me. All three of them were willing to lose their lives protecting someone that wasn't themselves. Zenitsu's not able to do that. That's what being a Demon Slayer is about. All three of them were willing to lose their lives protecting someone other than themselves. That's what it means to be a Demon Slayer, protecting people that can't protect themselves. When has Zenitsu ever shown us this ability to protect someone other than himself? He can't even protect himself. When he's awake, he has shown no capacity to be able to kill a demon, and I'm sure later on in the anime it's coming, but we're on to the 3rd season now and he's shown no redeeming qualities. Like I said, we're at the end of season 2 and Zenitsu hasn't shown an ounce of character development. Actually, he's taken steps backwards from his character development. After Tanjiro slays the drum demon, what do we see? An awake Zenitsu protecting Tanjiro's box from Inosuke, not knowing what's inside, but he just knows that that box means so much to Tanjiro, and Tanjiro is such a good friend of his that he's willing to protect that box with his life. But after this one scene, we never get to see this side of Zenitsu ever again. It's like he absolutely just disappeared and lost all that development from that episode. And even after Zenitsu sees Nezuko come out of the box and falls madly in love with her, he still has no motive or urge to get stronger so he can protect her or himself. And this is what makes Zenitsu one of the most unbearable and most cowardly characters in all of anime. Typically in shonen, the main character is given the most plot armor in the show, but when it comes to Zenitsu, his entire premise and power is based off plot armor. Like, let's think about it. Zenitsu doesn't get knocked out in the middle of a fight and then fall asleep and become this overpowered demon slayer. He goes from begging on his knees on the verge of death to at the perfect moment falling asleep and turning to literally one of the most broken characters in the whole show. Him falling asleep has to be one of the most infuriating points of his whole character. Whenever you need, you just write Zenitsu asleep and he turns into a whole different person. The writer basically has two characters that they can flip in and out depending on the group situation. If you want some comedic relief, the writer just writes Zenitsu running around crying like his head got chopped off, begging for his life. But if you need a demon slayer strong enough to cut off an upper six's head by himself, you just write Zenitsu to sleep and there you go. That's the guy you need. He simply just stops becoming a coward and is able to do all the things that he would be able to do if he was just a little confident in the things that he learned and trained to do. How do you spend all this time training yet you're still scared to kill a demon? Also, can we talk about how Zenitsu has to have one of the most down bad backstories in all of anime? Like, really, Zenitsu got robbed of all his money and was so down bad for money that he had to become a demon slayer instead. My man with Zenitsu was so down bad that he fell in love, got robbed of all his money, and so instead he had to become a demon slayer to repay the debt. Could you imagine falling madly in love with a girl? She takes all your money, and because of that, now you're fighting bloodthirsty demons for the rest of your life? I could personally never be that down bad, but that's just me. And he never even learned his lesson. After being robbed for every dollar he owns, he still simps for any girl that looks his direction. Nezuko has literally said not a word to Zenitsu, yet he's still madly in love and wants to marry her for a majority of the show. I might like Zenitsu a little bit if he had some great reasoning for wanting to be a demon slayer, but no, he just got scammed out of all his money by some fake love interest. That's just such an uninteresting backstory to me. The fact that the Demon Slayer Corps even let someone like Zenitsu with no urge to protect anyone, which is their entire point point of existence join the Demon Slayer Corps is just mind baffling to me. We're talking about someone that is a complete liability and has no use unless they fall asleep, and also had no urge to ever become a Demon Slayer in the first place. They were forced to. This is just one of the many flaws of the Demon Slayer Corps, but if you want to see why the Demon Slayer Corps are actually murderers, check out this video right here.